Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to dig into a really powerful idea from Daniel Priestley, how to stop chasing clients and actually start manufacturing demand. We're going to look at how to build a machine that brings customers right to your door, almost like it's on autopilot. But let's start with a question, one that really gets to the heart of this. Does your business feel like a constant uphill battle for every little win? Or does it have that kind of effortless feeling where things just seem to, flow? Well, that exact difference is what we're going to unpack today. All right, so here's our game plan. We'll start by looking at a common trap that keeps so many entrepreneurs stuck. Then we'll cover a simple shift that unlocks a massive hidden market. From there, we'll talk about building a system for repeatable growth, and we'll wrap up with a really powerful way to beat the overwhelm that can come with all this. Let's do it. Okay, first up, let's talk about that trap. It's this fundamental mistake that keeps so many incredibly talented business owners working super hard, but, well, on all the wrong things. You see, it really feels like most entrepreneurs fall into one of two camps. There's grind mode, you're always pushing, always hustling for that next inch. And then there's effortless growth, where the business just seems to run itself. The big secret? It isn't about working harder, it's about understanding what you should be working on. And here it is, the core of the trap. Focusing all your energy on the supply side. You know what I mean? We get more qualifications, we perfect our service, we try to be the absolute best at our craft, and we just assume that the customers will show up. But here's the game-changing insight. The most successful businesses don't wait for demand, they go out and manufacture it. Okay, so if the goal is to manufacture demand, where on earth do we start? Well, it all begins with the big aha moment of this whole framework. It's a deep psychological shift in how you actually see your market. Now, this is where things get really interesting. We tend to focus all our energy on the solution-aware market. These are the people actively looking for exactly what we sell. But that market? It's tiny. The real opportunity, the massive prize, is the problem-aware market. These are all the people who just know they have a frustration they want to solve. And that market is hundreds of times bigger. So your mission, really, is to develop what you could call radical empathy for this huge, untapped group. You've got to stop talking about your solution. Instead, you need to start connecting with their frustration, their pain, and the real-world challenges that are keeping them up at night. And here is a perfect example of this in action. A financial planner's ads, they used to say they were award-winning. That's all about the solution. But when they switch to this headline, which connects with that raw feeling of frustration, their weekly inquiries jump from just 7 to over 200. I mean, come on, that's the power of this shift. Connecting with this problem-aware audience is definitely step one. But how do you actually guide them towards your solution without being pushy or salesy, especially in the noisy world we live in today? Well, it all starts with a really simple change in how we talk about it. We need to stop thinking about building funnels. That word can feel a bit, dehumanizing. The goal isn't to funnel people, it's to build a bridge and guide them on a journey. In fact, some fascinating research from Google shows that the customer path isn't a straight line anymore. They call it the messy middle. Someone might see your Instagram post, then watch one of your YouTube videos 3 days later, then see you on LinkedIn. They kind of bounce around until that critical moment when they finally feel like they know you, they like you, and they trust you. So instead of going straight for the sale, what great marketers do is ask for small signals of interest. It's a tiny, super low commitment action. Asking someone to comment the word report to get a free guide is so much easier for them than booking a sales call. It's a little micro commitment that signals they're interested. And honestly, one of the most effective bridges you can build today is an online assessment or a quiz. Why? It's simple. People absolutely love to self-diagnose. And frankly, a lot of them would rather talk to a computer before they're ever ready to talk to a human. The data you get from that quiz, it's pure gold. It lets you use what Priestley calls the seesaw technique. So when you get on a call, you can say, hey, your results show you're really strong in this one area, but this other spot was your weakest link. Which one would you like to talk about? And guess what? They almost always choose to talk about their weakness, basically telling you their exact hot button without you even having to ask. It's genius. Okay, so these individual tactics are seriously powerful, but to really get off that dreaded sales roller coaster for good, you've got to combine them into a system that creates consistent, repeatable growth. So many entrepreneurs know this feeling, right? 1 month you are absolutely slammed, and the next? Crickets. This happens because our marketing efforts are all over the place. The key to steady, sustainable growth isn't random acts of marketing. It is a consistent, repeatable system. Priestley's framework breaks this down into a growth machine with 3 different cadences. First, you've got your perfect, repeatable week. This is your engine, like a weekly webinar or a newsletter that's always generating new leads. Second, you run a bigger quarterly spotlight campaign, maybe an online event or a challenge designed to re-engage everyone on your list who hasn't bought yet. And finally, there's the annual 7-Eleven Fork campaign. This is based on the idea that people need about 7 hours of your content across 11 touchpoints on 4 different platforms to really trust you. So once a year, you make a big push to refresh your brand and get that content out there to stay top of mind. Now, I know hearing about a whole system like that can sound pretty overwhelming. I totally get it. So this final section offers a really powerful perspective to kind of ground you and help you move forward. You see, that feeling of overwhelm often comes from constantly looking ahead at the next big strategy, the next shiny object, or what someone else is doing way off in the distance. We get so focused on the next mountain that we completely fail to see the incredible mountain of value we're already standing on. And this final thought is maybe the most important takeaway of all. The secret to killing that feeling of overwhelm and really catapulting your success isn't always about adding something new. It's about appreciating what you already have, figuring out what's already working in your business, and just doing more of that. So let me ask you, what's one thing that's already working for you that you could do more of this week?